Welcome to day one of Reiki, crystals, shamanism. What the woo? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Thank you for being here with me. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen again. Whenever I share the screen, like all the other links go away. So thank you for all your patience being here with me. I might take this off very soon. It's beaming off of me. Just waiting for more people that said that they were coming. Let's see if they're coming. And, yeah. There you go. Naomi, hola. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Continue the music as people come in, pile in. So these three, Reiki, crystals, and shamanism, are the three main, most popular healing modalities that sustain what modern vibrational medicine is about today. And hello, I love seeing you come in. So just leaving the music for now, kind of getting you sinking into the vibe. Reiki, crystals, and shamanism, what they need. Well, Reiki has originated in Japan. Actually, I can't really speak with the music going on. Two different vibes. Reiki is one of the most popular energy healing modalities to this point. It originated in the 1800s in Japan and has migrated its way into the West and has become what started as a spiritual way to heal yourself and to become that light body has now become a healing modality that is so needed for people today who are going, humanity is going fast paced, and technology is taking us to places where we're not necessarily ready to come into. And Reiki has come in as the easiest energy healing modality for a lot of people to understand and take in. It is divided, and this is what we're going to be talking about today. The workshop is going to be happening every day for the next 3 days. Today is day one. So tomorrow at the same time, and then the next day at the same time as well, we're going to be discussing each and every one of this like energy healing trifecta. And I'm going to ask that if you come here that you mute yourself while I give you the presentation, and at the end we'll have like a we'll definitely have time to connect and for you to ask me any questions that you have. But today we're going to be really diving into Reiki. This is me. This is Brenda Soulfire. My real name is Brenda Amari Rosi. I am from Puerto Rico. I am a crystal medicine woman. I am above all a soul sister. What does that mean? Is that I'm soul family. And I am in service to all as well, to that who I speak to the people that I have the words, the knowledge that activates something in you towards your own evolution. I am a Mystic Circle leader. I have been working on myself since I was 19 after a really bad fall. I have an ankle that I had a really bad fall, really bad fracture. And after that, I went into a deep depression. What brought me out of it was not psychologist, psychiatrist, or anybody that my mother brought to me, but it was my energy healer, my rebirthing breath work teacher, which ended up being my teacher. But at that point, they were doing a swap, like you take care of my daughter and I'll take care of yours. They were doing like a mother services swap, and I was 19. I had no idea what I was living for. I lived a very fractured life. I was really trying to be like a nice girl from a nice family, but in the inside I was trying to discover myself. I had a lot of psychic gifts and a lot of different inner senses that were very, very extremely active. And so far has become now the professional part of me of leading on others into coming into their own gifts. So I'm a certified crystal healer as well. Denise, hola, ¿cómo estás? I am a registered metaphysics practitioner, world metaphysics practitioner. I'm also Usui Reiki, Crystal Reiki and Shamanic Reiki master teacher, which is what I'm going to be talking to you about later. I am a crystal medicine woman because I follow the red road. I'm going to ask everybody that comes in to mute themselves just so that the recording goes out smoothly, and then we'll have time to definitely connect. I am a healer brand doula because of 22 years of creative corporate expression and working with strategies. I help healers all over the world come up with their own brands, offers, and the entire offer suite and content strategy. Content is one of my fortes, as well as crystals as well, human crystal connection. I work with a lot of conscious brands working on their strategy and their social media as well. I've been with all my certifications in place, and so far the school and the shop and the different outlets and vocation outlets for 7 years. This is me before I even had my daily spiritual practice. Ask whoever is there's like a mute that I keep hearing, like some feedback. If you can mute your I can't really see who's here. Let me see. Y hola a todos que me oyen en Spanish. Hola en español. This is global, so I'm giving this workshop. Hola Denise, ¿cómo estás? Qué bueno verte. Gracias por el apoyo. Welcome. So yeah, I guess life and the continual goals and the liberation of women and empowerment and all of that, what we're going through is money, the moneyocracy that has happened now, the different stages. That is what used to drive me. It was status, it was power, because I didn't feel that I had any. I was overworked, overexhausted. I was love addicted. I was giving my power away to stupid men. Like you see that picture in there. I was chasing only an hour. So ask the people mute themselves when they come in. Yeah. Thank you. A lot of low self-esteem. I was putting my status on I had a very good job and financial stability, but definitely had no sense of myself because I was always externalizing what my power was. I had zero boundaries, fully codependent. I had no idea. I'm going to ask that people mute themselves, please. Sorry. Hi. I'm just gonna. All right. Hi, babe. I just need you to mute yourself. It's kind of hard to not get the static. I don't want to get the stuff. If you want to go with me, you can. All right. I'm just going to ask the people would come in. Can you please mute yourselves? Because I don't know where that. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Lots of body issues, which there's a lot of body dip that I did not go into. None of this was possible to even go into myself because I had like 3 jobs at that time. And you can see at the bottom picture right there where I'm definitely behind all of that. I was just pleading to the Lord in the middle of the street to tell me where to go. I wanted to run from myself. Hi, I want to ask whoever comes in to just mute themselves so that I can, continue giving the presentation. No feedback comes in. Thank you. I thought I was only valuable if I was beautiful, if I was well put together, if I said the right things, if I was being desired for sex, if I had a man by my side, if I was making money, all of the worldly goalposts for feeling valuable, but none of them for me. I had no idea at that point who I was or who is speaking to you. There was no connection whatsoever to the planet as well. I was just kind of floating and trying to find myself. Meanwhile, my nature was one of emission. It was deep, it was empathic, it was feeling. And so my now is pretty much just like I'm a full-time healer, teacher. My dream of becoming a global spiritual teacher, of like having impact of all these feelings, all this knowledge that I had put into myself, to give it back, because I also saw that I had really good education, and I saw the difference in the minds when you give them the right education. I wanted to give this education. So, oh, yay. Hello, welcome, welcome. I'm just asking everybody to mute themselves. I've healed my mother wound, my father wound, my witch wounds, my money wounds. I now love what I work in. There's a lot more aliveness in myself, even if stuff is happening in my life. I have a rock to stand on. I know who I am and why I chose to speak about these things. So I now create freely out of my heart, out of my womb, out of my knowledge for you as well. I simply went ahead and got myself the skills that I needed. Everything was within me, but I did get the certifications that I did get myself better skills at money handling as well as leadership skills. I just went to the people that had the skills that I knew that I needed. I got over myself because I decided that I didn't want to feel like shit anymore, and that I wanted to feel good in my own body. And it was through spirit. And that is Reiki. That's one of the first things that it does, whether it's you becoming a Reiki master, that's like a deeper experience, but you as a receiver of the universal life force that we are, and giving back to this person who's giving service to all, to fill us up with our light. It is our north, and Reiki is an amazing modality to take you to all those levels that you need to get out of, mostly of our minds, so that you have the experience of oneness. So at this point, 7 years later after founding Soulfire, I'm globally recognized conscious brand. I lead my own Mystic Circle events, and I have successfully launched my programs as well as touched the lives of so many. This is, I mean, more than even like the money and what I have not hit the money highs that I maybe hit during my corporate time, but I've definitely hit my spiritual and personal highs, and my knowledge and my capacity for moving energy and understanding that we are not alone, that I am not alone, that who I am is an expression of divinity, and that knowledge of the oneness that we are builds to new ways and new experiences of life that are definitely a lot more enriching, and that it's like eating the right food soul wise. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going on tangents right now, but this is what we will cover during the next 3 days. Today we're going to really deep dive into Reiki, and then awaken our hands, and then tomorrow we're going to go into crystals. We're really going to go into what makes crystal Reiki rock, and which is sacred geometry, our consciousness being able to go beyond, really quickly beyond all levels and into quantum realm, and also knowing and understanding how we land physicality with our own. We're going to do a spiral money expansion crystal grid ourselves, and we're going to consecrate and activate it ourselves, so we can definitely get that going, because whether we like it or not, the monocracy is there. Money does equal power. It means expansion as well, so bring that in the physicality as well. And then on the day 3, we're going to go into shamanism. We're going to talk about what shamanism really is, which is basically the visceral kind of original spiritual way of being of the human with the earth. Because if we continue to think and create separate from the environment, from our people, from the earth that we are, it's only going to take us to more destruction, unfounded, to building towers on very shaky ground. So shamanism, the language of shamanism is the language of nature, which does have to do with sacred geometry, but also a language of the heart. We're going to go deep into our underworld to meet our power crystal. And this is the crystal that helps you, that is your ally, not, forever, for your shamanic power, which is very much like a leadership. And it's much about what we are talking about, bringing all your energy back and then building your own spirituality, your own religion, and what you feel and is right to you, because it's different for everybody. But the one main thing around shamanism is the oneness, the all, that we are part of the all and we are due service to all. Because shaman never leaves their people. They're part of their people and they are working for their people. And then I'm going to give you some 3 shamanic Reiki tips for those of you who already are attuned to Reiki and already, working with this. So the Reiki, means universal life force. Let me just take a moment. La fuerza de vida universal. And that is more than just like force things like going through computers. It's a person. It's a personification. It's the relationship. It's how we connect to the all. And Reiki is the perfect modality to take you through it. It has 4 levels, each of which you slowly but surely open up your physicality and then emotional and mental healing. And then you go beyond time and space. And then as a Reiki master, you're able to go and work in the quantum. So it's really just a very gentle river of peace that works through us. It is the taking of all the energy and then with intention, with the highest intention for everybody involved, including the person, the Reiki master, and including the one who is receiving it, to, like at least 3 times more, get that vibration up. Reiki. So how did Reiki change me? It really, throughout, like I said before, even as 6 years old, I started speaking to the stones. I saw that I could understand what they were speaking. I was very good at understanding symbols, vibration, colors, and I was very imaginative as well. I had a grandmother who was a writer, and she wrote pianos and she wrote poetry and she wrote piano concertos. So she was very creative. And I loved writing, so she would make me create books. And so I was trying to figure out what I saw in my extrasensory perceptions when I was 6, 7 years old. But then my psychic gifts would change. So I would make books about these changes, trying to figure out, like, just short story books, which I think I have one of them still around. But still, I did not understand. And up until I just kept on trying to figure myself out. At 14, I started with tarot as well. Then when that happened, when that break happened, I was definitely not at my most spiritual self. I was trying to really find myself. I had a kind of sexual evolution. I was 19 and just wanted to be free. And Reiki, further down the line, I did feel my healing hands started, but it wasn't until I was 33 that my healing hands, during one night, I was doing a translation, and they turned on by themselves. And I was working with a shaman in Maine online. It was a mentorship. And I asked her if she had turned me on to Reiki, and she said, no, that's not how it works. You choose it, right? You get attuned. And I was like, well, my hands have been turned on. And they would not come off for 2 weeks. Until my dad came in, like they wouldn't turn off for the next 2 weeks until my dad, and I had a lot of work as well. I was doing these really massive translations that were really intricate, they were like translating all this art from South America, like a huge collection of posters from like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s of South America. It was huge. And I was working with all these a lot of documents coming in and out, and they would not stop. I remember I was like, it was in the room that's over. All of a sudden, I hear my dad come in, and he comes in with a book, and it's the Reconnection. And I just was like, what is that? Whatever you have in your hand is buzzing in my hands. He said, I just picked this up. This is, by this time we were both working together with the Course in Miracles with one of my teachers. And he said, I just got this book, and we started reading it together, and we started working together, my dad and I, to develop what had happened. And then his hands turned on. It was very visceral. We felt energy world. It would yank us out of our own physicality so much that when I finally, years later, it was like 10 years later that I found Reiki, it brought peace into that realm. It was so subtle, and it was easy for me to understand. It was easy for my ego, for my mind, my little human mind, to understand, and to go step by step, opening up to the barrage of energy that maybe an awakening can happen for both of us. But what Reiki did is it modulated that. It gave me that river of peace that then I felt, all these different awakenings and changings and different ways of perceiving the world that I had gone through. Like every 3 years, every 9 years, 3, 6, 9 years, I would change the way I would perceive the world. What Reiki did was give me a system to ground all that perception, and a river of peace, which is the first benefit that Reiki has. So yeah, your energy, vibrational energy, we have two worlds going on. Vibrational energy grounds this in the people that offer it and in the people that are receiving it. Because as soon as you are there, you understand the universe, not just as Newtonian separate parts of a clock, but in an Einsteinian universe, which is relative, it's holographic, it's holistic, it's a truth. Their ancestors knew, and you feel safe again, you feel grounded again. So the truth now becomes holographic. Now you are safe to let it open. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about energy sensing. Energy sensing, you already have it. You don't have to be a Reiki master or Reiki practitioner, any level of Reiki at all, to sense energy. It's very visceral, and we sense it with different people have different ways of sensing energy. So some can be very visual, some can be very, can taste. So here are the strongest, I want you to I'm just going to go down the clair senses, and I want you to, figure out which one is your strongest inner sense, because that's one of the first things when we start giving energy and attention to something, it starts to expand. So we're going to give attention to our energy. So clairvoyance. Do you see things? It's inner vision. Do you see things? Are they presented to you in very, kind of a movie, which is what everybody seems to want, but that's not necessarily the sensations that we might get, or the experience that we might have. It tends to be the one more in your face when you have very clear clairvoyance, but it doesn't necessarily give you the knowledge, right? So maybe clairsentience or claircognizance would be something that would give you a more of a yes or no answer. So different senses have they're just different ways of perceiving reality. Astral reality, etheric reality, subtle energy reality beyond our physical senses. Clairaudience, how many of you hear things or just get like random songs that are being played, right? that come in and explain exactly what's going on and tell you what's going on, or that tell you how you feel. There's clairgustance, which means inner taste. Some of you feel at the back of the throat. You're talking about somebody, you get a different taste. Hopefully it's a good taste. Sometimes they're not that good, but it's like you can almost taste it in the back of your mouth. Some of you are very clairsentient. You get chills all the time, like that truth bumps, the hair standing when you hear something, you know that it's true. That is clairsentience. That is inner body feelings, and it's almost very like under your skin type of feelings. Claircognizance, inner knowledge. Check what this is. Inner knowledge, that is like in your bones. You feel those, you know things in your bones. It's like a very clear yes or no, and it's either in your hara, which is in your solar plexus, or in your womb, which is your womb, or your hara if you're a man, or identify with masculine. Inner smell, clairsalience. That's like all of a sudden you think about your grandmother and you get the smell of gardenias, and she had a plant, she had a bush with a whole bunch of gardenias in her home. Clair empathy, your inner emotional feeling. Hey, just checking that you guys are here. I can't see, but I'm just gonna go ahead. Can somebody chat and say in the chat, say, hey, we're good, we can hear you. Okay. Thank you, Naomi. All of a sudden I felt like, hey, Bueller. Claire empathy. A lot of us have that. Claire tendency, inner touch. So I want you to go ahead, you can chat on the chat, you can put in what your strongest inner sense is. Mine was clairaudience for the longest time, and definitely knowledge, claircognizance. So going deeper into what Reiki is, it's that throbbing, it's where we meet, where our personal energy systems go beyond and meet and go on a higher level. Let me check out the chat. Empathy, skin, garganta, Mariel. Yes, you're very clairsentient in the throat chakra. You feel it a lot. Yes, we all have different things. Like I have a very strong sacral. My womb knows and it feels and it tells me when things aren't wrong. And sometimes when I haven't paid attention to it, I have to double over in pain just to pay attention to it. Empathy, Naomi. Empathy and inner knowledge. Yes. Empathy is so built in, and I think what the biggest thing of this work that we do with the earth and with the energy of ourselves and with the nature and with seeing nature and every single one as people, as one huge person, but as also all these other entities and people, which kind of freaked me out at the beginning because the Western mind has been set apart, disconnected from that empathy. Like empaths, us, the ultra sensitives, are the evolution of people, because if we know that we are one, we won't do the things that people who have no empathy do and have taken us to the place that we are today, which is a lot of narcissism. We are like the antidote to all the narcissism that's coming in, and this work really lands it in you, gives you a system for a system, and also a way to also get paid, because you are off, you're not just doing your spiritual work here in like really landing it in your life and slowly but surely becoming more enlightened and having a better a better connection with life, but you're also getting paid for it, as well as feeling connected with your people, because every single Reiki master becomes a lighthouse and brings all of these people home. There's all communities. We weave each other. Naomi's with me in el telar, which is we weave each other, and we know the power of community. So this work brings it further into your consciousness, because it's day in, day out, working with these different layers of consciousness, and you weave them into a life that is worthy and that means something to you. And Reiki is a powerful tool to remember who you really are, who you were, sending, as well as sending, you're able to send this energy to the past, to the future, to the now as well. So, yeah, so, ooh. Yeah, we already taught my healer. Yeah, already told you about it. So before we go into activating our hands, I want to tell you about what I'm launching, because I'm excited. There's already 6 beautiful women in there, and they've already begun their journey into becoming a shamanic crystal Reiki master, which is like the powerhouse of Reiki masterhood. And definitely, I took my 3 main Reiki master certifications and put them together. And just put this here. It's 48 trainings that are pre-recorded. This is me, my crystal therapy workshop in Casacano a couple of years ago. So here's what it entails. There's 48 pre-recorded trainings of Usui Reiki, Crystal Reiki, and Shamanic Reiki. There's books that you read. There's definitely textbooks. So we definitely work our 4 main bodies. Physical, because we do things. I give you homework and things to do to land all this information. We also do the mental work, a lot of the knowledge, because we read, and we also receive trainings. We also do a lot of spiritual work, because in every single class, I don't just talk to you. We do things together, and we move energy together. We grow together. It's not just me. Every single time that I give these type of containers, these types of programs, I grow with you, and I love sharing your awakening and my awakening, and I'm still learning, and I teach to learn. I think that's why I have 100% happiness, like customer satisfaction, and they stay and help me also teach the new students as well, my graduated students, so they like staying with me. I had a very difficult relationship with my first healing teacher, and so I wouldn't wish it on anybody. And I know there's a whole bunch of you that don't even talk to your Reiki master, or just like took I don't know, like Udemy, which is fine if that's, you know, that's all that you could afford at the moment. But if you're ready to embody, you definitely need that relationship, you know, that they took an Udemy course and they understood it, and yes, you were activated as well. But this is a mentorship. You get 2 live group trainings per month, and again, it doesn't just include the trainings. It includes, you know, moving as well as coaching for your practice. There's 3 certifications in one. You get written support Monday through Friday. You get a lot of a whole bunch of handouts and knowledge. I've already done most of it, and you get a lot more contact hours than most online courses in Reiki courses that I've ever seen, just because I'm here alive and I'm learning, teaching with you. And you will also, once you graduate, you'll come with me, because we'll keep teaching and learning. You teach the others. This is not just about me. This is about our Western mind and all of our knowledge and all of our empathy and all of our senses, to really start using them for something that we can help others, especially the mothers, especially the people that are entrepreneurs and the community leaders who are starting a new way, to give them this tool is one of the most, it establishes that river of peace, that anxiety does not, it does not overtake you to the, after Reiki, the panic attacks just don't happen to the point of like I'm overtaken by them. You are working in the light. It becomes like your tool. So you get a top-notch energy healing mentorship because I'm in it, I'm living it. So plus the groups, every single group is just perfect. So if you feel me, definitely reach out to me. This is going to, if you're already a Reiki master, this is going to supercharge your Reiki practice, because we're going to do crystal Reiki, which is sacred geometry, how to work with sacred geometry and get attuned with the sacred geometry symbols, and as well as working with the earth, the language of the earth, crystal properties, crystal, which they're all a whole branch of themselves, because it depends on the type of human that is working with the crystals. Like and it spans from very scientific type of people to like how the Native Americans work with crystals, which is very obscure. But I allow you, and I give you all the tools and all the resources for you to get your own information, because I'm just one funnel of information. But I've read a lot because I'm definitely a researcher and I love to know. So the exchange for this is $1,000, $111 if you pay in full. If not, it's 12 payments of $111, which is totally doable, and it's like my most value packed offer yet. And I would say that if you feel me after this entire activating, definitely hop on it, because it is value packed. You essentially get so much information, 3 certifications. Well, you actually get 2 certifications, or because within Reiki there's 4, so you get even more. But since Shamanic Reiki is a mentorship, but even then you get the paper. What you get is also the global friendships and networking. Every single time that I open space for healers to become and embody and really get their spiritual practice down to the nitty-gritty of their practical daily life, that's really what I want. So as to land heaven on earth, just to be around these people and getting your practice together. Even if you know all these things, a healer becoming container is here for you, and it's super doable, and I hope you join. And if not, definitely let others know. The main thing that we're going to do here is that you come out into feeling very confident as a professional shamanic crystal Reiki healer, which is the 3 main modalities that we're going to be working here. So all right, so if you're all, hi, how you doing? We can go ahead and activate Denise. ¿Cómo está? Vamos a activar nuestras manos. We're going to activate our hands now. Put some music on because it always helps. Music. Let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. Stay into sacred space. Oh. Go ahead. You can take your shoes off as well. So connect you to the earth. If you feel that you need to drink water, go ahead and get some. Drink some water. Feel hydrated. Move around and let go of any tension in your body. Following the sacred directions, Mother Earth, Father Sky, the guardians of this universe, and our own hearts to be here now. Asking for any fear, obligation, or guilt to leave this space now. This space is now claimed for the light. Llamando a nuestras abuelas, llamando a nuestros animales de poder, calling our grandparents, our ancestors, our animal allies, our power crystals, our power plants to be here now. We're asking for any remnants of fear, obligation, or guilt to leave this space now. The space is claimed for the light, for the highest vibration possible. We are here to activate our healing hands, feel the energy of the earth, of our earth, through us. Call in any energy we have left behind, given away, willingly or unwillingly, consciously or unconsciously, comes back to us now, comes through the crystals in our home, purification happening now, coming back into our body. Probably going to feel different things coming at you. Let them come home. Calling in our Reiki guides, if you have them, doesn't matter. You've been initiated or attuned. Just stand behind us. Start giving us Reiki through the back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Any other deities that work with us for our highest good, for our highest vibration, for our highest activation to come into this sacred circle now. And it is so. Okay. I want you to place your hands facing up on top of, if you're sitting down, on top of each one of your thighs. And take 3 deep. Breathe in through your nose and breathe out through your mouth. Just place your consciousness con toda tu conciencia en tus manos. Place all your consciousness on your hands at this moment right now. Surrender to the feelings and allow to surrender, allow logic to step away just for today, just for now, here now. And I want you to imagine a flame coming out of the center of each and out your palms, coming up. It's coming up in spirals, coming up in a colored light. Doesn't matter what color is coming out, it's some kind of color. Okay, I want you now to place your attention on your feet, the bottom of your feet. You have chakras here also. And just place your attention on the soles of your feet. And picture a flame touching down, awaken touching down. And both of these flames get bigger and bigger and bigger and light up your energy torus, your entire energy system. And just stay there for a bit until you feel your entire aura is filled with your own energy, your own chosen color. Now I want you to call in Reiki energy, universal life force as you see it. Come in and join what's happening at your feet. Send a cord of light from your sacral chakra, from your stomach, bottom of your stomach, underneath your navel, into the great iron core of the mother, and stabilize yourself. We ask that the iron core resonating the heart of the mother resonate with the iron in our blood now, and it is so. You just stay there, allowing for reconnection, knowledge, new understandings to come in. Now, as you feel those waves of energy coming in through the bottom of your feet, through your heart, send waves of gratitude down to the planet. It's kind of beam them down through your body, encompassing your body, including yourself. Just waves of gratitude for Pachamama, for the sustenance, for all the good fruits, for all the beautiful people it's brought to you, for your home, for the beautiful nature that surrounds you, your pets, your crystals, your own body, all the sustenance, all the patience, all the renewal, all the stability that you have in your life. Give thanks for it, for your children, for your family, for your friends, for your spiritual understanding to wash down in waves of activation as a relationship, as a give and take to the mother, as it feeds you back with extra energy. You can rock yourself back and forth if that feels right. Do any movement that feels right. Go ahead and repeat after me. My root chakra is healed. My relationship to the mother is healed. My relationship to the planet is stable. I am safe. I am grounded. I am loved. Mi chakra raíz está estable. Me siento segura. Mi relación con el planeta es otra. Está estable. Soy amada. Estoy a salvo. Go ahead and thank the mother. Go ahead and thank the earth in you. Release all those cords you sent down. Come back into you. Okay, here's where we're gonna go ahead and exercise our energy. We're already in our power, in our beingness. And if anybody needs more time, let me know in the chat right now. I'm just going to take 3 deeper breaths before we feel. Okay, I want you to get those palms and let's start clapping. Just clap in different places, different ways. And go ahead and clap like this to the other side. Kind of outside like this. Just awakening the nadis back and forth. And you're gonna rub each and every one of the fingers. This awakens all of our senses, deeper senses. Remember that your hands are connections of your heart chakra. So the more you feel like you're sitting in your heart chakra, the more they are the sensitive they become. So go ahead and keep rubbing them, the fingers, each and every finger. And then rub your knuckles. Well, by this point, hello, hi David, welcome. I'm just gonna ask everybody that's coming in to mute while we do this, just so the recording comes out with any static. We're awakening our hands. Your hands should feel nice and very warm right now. All right. Go ahead and shake them out. Shake up any tension. Go ahead and breathe and let out. Shake your top. Oh, all right. We're going to go ahead and feel the connection between our wrists. There's a lot of nerves that are happening here. You're going to make an X, but you're not going to cross it. You're going to keep it like this. Now I want you to do alternative circles around each other. Just close your eyes. Closing your eyes helps you awaken to your inner eyes. So go ahead and close your eyes and keep going around. Then go ahead and turn the other way. Go ahead, the circles go the other way. Just put your hand on the wrist. Now you get them close. Not until touching, until you feel energy kicking back. And you can start moving your fingers as well. You can start shaping an chi ball. This is what chi is. Heat is the energy. It's us, but it's also the energy of this world. Because this world is one huge person. We're just cells, but we are cells with an intention. And we are taking that energy and we're making a chi ball. Basically, what we're doing is suspending disbelief. You want to close your eyes. And you're waiting until that ball starts creating itself. You're kind of molding energetic clay in a way. And you start feeling until it starts kicking back. You go around creating that ball up and top. Your hands should already be feeling very alive and feeling the edges of that energy ball that we are creating. Pull them together. Probably you feel a lot of sensation. Let me know what you're feeling. If you have any questions, just go ahead and keep forming that ball of energy within your hands. By this point, the energy is moved from the wrists, should be activated within your hands. And if you don't feel anything, that's okay. You must be getting some kind of message. And again, remember all those clear inner senses? There's like 8 of them. There's a million ways. There's at least 8 ways to understand energy what's going on in the energetics. And our hands at this point are awake. They should be kicking back. Go ahead and take that ball, pull a string, and pull it into your heart. You want to bring, now that you have collected all that energy, you want to bring it into your heart. Go ahead and pull that yarn of chi into your heart. Go ahead and smile, even in the liver. If you want to, go ahead and what you see, anything that you think that you are creating, or if you think it's happening, it's happening. So imagination is the astral. So definitely whatever you are seeing, perceiving in whatever way of possible, hearing, seeing in your mind's eye, or knowing in your bones, it's happening, right? Keep pulling that in into your heart. Allow for the expansion. If you need to pull it to the back of the heart, many times we need a lot more support, energy support in the back of our chakras as well. Right. How did that feel for you? Go ahead and close that in. Split your hands. The intention for these energy sensing exercises for you to viscerally feel the divinity that you are. Awakening your healing hands, reestablishing your confidence and relationship with universal life force, universal life, the being that we all are. Thank you. Just checking in chat. All right. So we are going to do palm gazing. This is the practice. All of these you can go ahead and replay and stop them in the replay when I put it up. It will be available in the event page as well as my groups. So thank you for being here. Gazing at palms. All right. We are going to take a color. I am going to take just one item that has one color. One item that has one color. And I'm taking this red, this red towel. I am going to you're going to gaze at your hand. You're going to place that item on your thigh and place your hand palms down on the item. You're going to softly put your hand on your heart, and then you're going to look down at the edges of your hand softly. You're going to gaze, and just not look intently, just kind of gaze. Let your gaze look at it. See, this is what I'm doing. I have my item and I'm looking at my hand against the item. It has to be one color. If it's a deep color, that's usually, it's a deep, dark color, that's usually better. But it does happen with white. It just has to be one plain color. You look at your hand, get into sacred space, and then gaze at the corners of my hand. Go ahead and do that. So if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, okay? And go ahead and do that. I'm gazing at the corners of all my hand, like as if I was tracing it with a pencil. You remember that when you were a kid? But this time I'm tracing it with my eyes. And I'm doing that, just gazing back, not looking intently, just kind of gazing at it, kind of unfocusing my gaze on the edges of my hand. Usually you will see the edge of your etheric blueprint, which is your etheric body, which is your physical body, but in the astral counterpart of it, your part of your light body. It is the most physical of your light bodies. You'll see the edge. It's usually bluish at the beginning. Most people see it. Some people see just a shadow. Some people even see like golden things. What do you see? When it comes to energy sensing, energy seeing, seeing auras, which is what this exercise does, it's slowly but surely practicing and not being too intent on it. Your logic really has to take, a second, just for a moment, take a second step away from it and just kind of go and see what comes to you. Kind of be open like a child, right? So let me know if you saw your etheric blueprint. It usually shows up when you're gazing at your hands, especially if they've been activated like this. All right, we're going to do a body scan. I want you to place your consciousness in your toes. And I want you to slowly but surely scan your body, your energy body, from the bottom of your toes to the top of your head. So let's do this, right? Let me know if you have any questions in the chat, right? So energy goes where consciousness goes. So we're going to go, our consciousness is going down to the bottom of our toes. Just go ahead as if you were a laser yourself. Your own consciousness is scanning your entire body for what it needs. What do I need? What's going on here? Let's go to your toes. What's going on in here? And as you go through your body scan, whatever comes up, if there's any way that you can quickly change it in your head, like if a flower comes up and you don't like the color of it, you can definitely change the color of the flower that comes up. If there's like, I don't know, some demon lounging on you, can you like go ahead and grab like a net in your mind's eye and grab that demon and put it in a bottle? Like, what consciously can you do to shift what the story of what was happening in there? So go ahead, we're at the toes. We're now going to your ankles. What's going on there? How can I change it? How can I flip it? Go up to your knees. What's going on there? How can I flip this? Or do I even need to flip this? Or do I want to expand how it feels in there? Let's go on into our private part. What's going on in there? And if you want to, during the replay, you can go ahead and pause this and then do this with a journal next to you. Take your sweet time between each and every part of your body, because having a deep conversation with your body is one of the first things to master as an energy healer. All dimensions at once. Yeah. Going back up to your stomach, up to your heart, back, throat. It's going around your face, your ears, your mouth. Scanning. Go slowly but surely. Stay within the place that you know that needs attention. Ask what it needs from you. If there's any specific action item, ask your own body and the universal life force that you are to tell you, because you have the answers. The problem comes down with a solution, and we have it. We are the saviors we've been looking for. Keep going up to your throat, third eye, crown, your eyes, every spot in your body. Go ahead and do a body scan. And you can do this as quick or as detailed as you need to, but I do this right before going to sleep. I do a quick body scan. And sometimes I fall asleep, but at least I did some part of it where I took attention. I was here, present, and attended to what was in the field, my field, which is the creator, the creatrix. So let me know how that felt for you, whether it's now or in the replay. Let me check. You guys keep feeling that I'm here by myself, but I know that I'm not. All right. Where are the, nope, not yet. Oh, there you are. You are there. We are going to, same chakras going. Oh, one of the things that I tell my students, start looking at people. Just do like chakra scans, aura scans of people in public. Go ahead and go people, go someplace and scan people's heart chakras. Go ahead and for a whole week, just scan people's heart chakras. What am I seeing there? Get good at scanning and receiving energy, at discerning energy and trusting yourself. The main thing is trusting what you are seeing. Once you get to that point, it gets so much easier and things take so much less emotional, mental energy. Let me check the chat. What's going on? Me encanta el scan. Yes, Naomi, it's, yeah, the scan is a perfect, it's like very basic energy sensing exercise that is amazing. And you can scan. I like scanning bottom up because then I go down to the root first and then, kind of feels organic, but you can also do scan from the top down as well. I know that Reiki, Reiki masters, a lot of Reiki masters do top down, but me as a crystal healer, I always work bottom up just because I want to ground first. It's just how I'm thinking. But it's how it feels to you. But chakra scan people, meaning go ahead and practice. Anything that you want to do, go ahead and practice. Go ahead and scan people's auras. Go ahead and try to look for your aura just 1 minute per day. Maybe you're stuck in traffic. Well, that's the moment to like put a sheet of paper behind it and then start looking like at so practice looking at people. Denise, me tengo que ir a buscar. Yes, gracias, Denise. De nada, thank you for being here. Thank you. Yes, we are also another tip for sending back. Bye, Mama. Thank you so much for being here. Bye. Sending wanted energies. So this is kind of taken off Wicca in a way, but it's a way of landing consciously what we do not, whatever energy we've taken from other people, to give it back. And that it's a way of saying, so we do a cross, and we do a cross like not from the bottom up, meaning it's going out of our own system. And we do, you can do this with a red paper. Do I have a red pen? It's better, but you do a cross and you do the cross the other way, just from the bottom up, an X, meaning this energy is no longer coming into here, because usually your left is your receiving hand. And then in between that, an arrow pointing the other way, meaning no energy is coming here, an arrow that was pointing this way because it's like taking back the energy, and then an arrow pointing that way, meaning I'm not receiving your energy. And this is, it doesn't look really good right now, but I've done better. But it's kind of a way when you feel porous, it's a very basic, I feel like I have to, it's not today. I have to take this one off. But symbols work with us, our consciousness. When we work symbols, when we understand symbols, when we sat with symbols enough, which is what happens during Reiki with each of the kanji, they become these symbols that land very specific consciousness realms and places and modalities and ways of vibing and being and thinking, right? Once we understand how to work in that language of symbols, then we can go swim in the subconscious, and then we can also work with symbols to work with energy, because the symbols are inside that big huge being, that universal life force that how to manipulate with Reiki. But it's using those symbols will help you take better control of your own energy in your own field as well. No, and all of that. So let me know if you have, let me check the chat just Cuando miramos, when we look at the aura, where do my hands go? So sense right now, you're just sensing your etheric aura. When you look at other people's auras, they could go to your heart. I would say that's the best place, because this is where your knowledge, your healer knowledge, is centered, all about your heart. And there's a higher heart chakra that gets activated when you begin the work with Reiki as well, which is like tapping into that love, the oneness that we are, that, you know, that Jesus Christ superstar love of ourselves. So put them in your heart, and just and close your eyes as well, because a lot of the times our own eyes blind us to our own, what's going on inside, and the messages and the information that we are receiving. So definitely place them in your heart. And sometimes I also use my hands to receive information, like I close my eyes as well, put my hand, my different, depending on how it feels, but one hand on the heart and the other one just kind of scanning for information, for sensing different changes in temperature, different visuals, different vibrations, different sensations, different things that come up in my head. All of it is information churning. All you need to do is observe. So that was a tip for sending back unwanted energy. The X back, and you know, it's an inverted X written from the bottom to the top, and then an arrow going that way, meaning whatever it's coming in that I'm letting in, it's going out. Like I now make it go out. You know, so. Let me see. All right. Communing with nature beings. When you are out in nature, ask for permission, and you will start to see them. This is a relationship that we have. Just like you have all these different beings inside of yourself that are not just human. We are spirit, we are physics, we are, you know, we are physical, we are mental, we are emotional. Nature beings also are multidimensional. So when you sit there in nature, just sit back, observe, and allow nature beings to present themselves to you. And the first thing they just, you know, could do is simply ask for permission for the, you know, for the devas. The Hindu, they're called devas, spirits. They're spirits, they're entities, they're conglomerates of universal energy that have a certain type of energy, a certain type of knowledge, and take care of a certain type of kingdom within the earth. The earth is a big, huge web of creation, and what we need to understand is the basic language of it. What we are here to do is to be the translators of it, and to begin to commune with these nature beings. Ask for permission. Can I come in? Before taking any flower, you know, or any stone, ask the river spirit if you can take the stone from it. Just sit there, and just have a conversation with it. You know, however you see fit. In that nurturing, whether it feels like fantasy or not, in that nurturing, your spiritual awakening happens. So asking for permission will start your communing, and your understanding, and your getting those messages from the nature spirits, from nature itself. It can come in the wind, it can come in just observing an animal, which is one of the biggest parts around shamanism, is observing animal behavior and animal spirits and what they bring in the ways of being. So hi Gina. Hello. So oops. No. Hi Gina, we're almost finished, but what the replays will be on soon. So what is the other? Oh, floating your hands are energy water. So one of the ways that I would do to find my connection to my sensing hand is I would look up, because that immediately puts you into state of mind where it like gets you out of your logic. I would look up and then put my hands on as if they were floating on water, as if I was up to here in water, and I was just putting those hands right on top of the water until it feels like it's kicking back. And then you start your energy work. And whether it's just forming that ball of chi to take and, nurture yourself, your light body, or sending to another person, this will definitely activate and make, get you to find. Just let it flow, look up as if you weren't doing anything, let it happen. And then it kind of clicks in. It's a way of getting out of time and space and out of your normal thinking, 3D mentality to kind of get you to float those hands and get them going. So it's just kind of like that. And let them float. Let them do the thing. They will kick in, like you'll feel them, and that's when you'll know what to do. The gaze at pointed finger to okay. This is to sort of build your focus. And this you can do it anytime that you have time for yourself. This is like that you time yourself like 1 second, and the next time you do it, you just stay for 3 seconds, and the next time you stay for 6 seconds, and decide how many more seconds you're gonna do increasingly. And I would say do it for all entire moon cycle for 28 days, or you can do it for 21-day cycle, which is Reiki is all about 21 days as well. But since we're working with shamanic crystal Reiki, I like to do a whole moon cycle where you just for like 1 second stop, get both fingers together and stop whatever you're thinking and just focus on those 2 fingers together, your eyes, just focus on them and clear your mind until there's nothing else but your presence and those 2 fingers. And you stay for 1 second. Tomorrow, you stay for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to see that those etheric blueprint, you're going to see your energy body really quickly. And then the next day, 9 seconds. Just keep yourself entirely present, super present with your gaze on those 2 fingertips, especially right in front of your third eye, holding your, just kind of keeping your heart together and then focusing on that point. All right, I think we're sensing the other. Oh, this was something left over. So, oh, I remember. Okay, if you have a crystal, bring it out. I want you to let's do a little bit of crystal sensing. I want you to take a crystal. I'm taking my Amazonite sphere. Take a moment, take 3 deep breaths, always calling in sacredness. Takes a moment of like ritual, because humans are coded to ritual. So whatever it is that you need to do to come back into sacred space, go ahead and do it. Take your crystal. You're going to feel, just stand there or sit there and feel your own energy. Now I want you to go to the entire field. Now I want you to go to the place where you're holding the crystal, where that crystal stop, where your hand stop, and that crystal begins. Find the boundaries. They're probably interlapping. The energetic boundaries are interlapping at the moment, but I want you to see them. I want you to ask to see them. Where your energy stops and the energy of your crystal begins. And if there was notes or if there was color, what would you say the differences are between your own energy and the energy of the crystal? What is it bringing into your field? And whatever you thought was perfectly fine and is your wish, what you perceive, is true on some dimension or level. I want you to stay there looking at the edges, the boundaries of yourself and the crystal that you're holding in your hand. All right. Thank you. Thank you for receiving. All right. Just stay there with your hands on your heart. I'm gonna do a little bit of closing this activation. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. And just go ahead and put your hands to receive this activation. Just put them up towards the screen. Asking for any fears around our healer self, about becoming psychic, to leave this space now. Any fears that we may have around heightened sensitivities, around becoming multidimensional, to be transmuted by our own light. Thank you for receiving. Yeah. You can put your hands down now. I'm just tying up this Reiki activation. We thank all the ancestors, the sacred directions, any cords that we have sent out, we pull them back. any energy we've left behind, willingly or unwillingly, consciously or unconsciously, comes back to us now. We call back all parts of ourselves from this point forward. Our hands, healing hands, have been activated. You are the light of the world. I am the light of the world. We are the light of the world. Know this in your bones now. We ask that any fear, obligation, or guilt around our psychic gifts come up, be released and transmuted in the light of our own purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We receive our healer self now, and it is so. Thank you for receiving. Thank you to our Reiki lineage, and thank you to our allies. You can all go back to the corners of the world you came from. Thank you for receiving. Thank you to each and every one of you for being here with me. Naomi, how was that? Everybody, and anybody who feels like speaking, now is the time. Now now you can get off the mute. You're free to speak. Go ahead.
Estuvo muy bueno.
Sí, qué
Sí.
bueno. Te ves ahí como que, I feel.
Sí, me dio sueño, después como que me sentía súper serena, estoy súper serena.
Sí, veo muchos colores detrás de ti. Es como vamos moviendo ese telar y esas cositas, todas esas cositas bellas que se te están dando.
Sí.
Gracias, Naomi, por estar aquí. Qué bueno. Pues mañana hay más, mañana es Crystal Healing, y entonces después es Shamanic, así que nos fuimos. Vanessa, ¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien,
Estuvo bien.
bien.
Algo que noté que te quería preguntar es que
Ajá.
de mi mano derecha todo sale azul clarito y de mi mano izquierda todo sale índigo. Y
Ok.
cuando trato de hacer un aura alrededor mío, lo que hace es como yin yang, no sé.
Bueno, pues ya sabes más o menos, no es, esto hay que, venimos en todos colores, en todos, hay un disconnect, cuando eso pasa es como disconnect, de que ¿qué me dijiste?
Todo el lado derecho es azul clarito y todo el lado izquierdo es índigo. Y como que la energía fluye, o sea, como que lo
Sí,
sentía
sí,
que no podía.
sí, cuando es totalmente normal, it's okay. Derecha tiende a ser masculino y porque siempre, o sea, es un mundo de opuestos y eso se refleja en nosotros y como hombre. Derecha es masculino y izquierda es femenino. Así es que uno más denso que el otro, no, tú sabes. Ahora, en general sí es más como, porque yo ya he visto, o sea, muchos energy bodies, se juntan y es como un marasmo de colores y cosas. So,
Eh,
eso lo que denota es bien demarcado, que en tu conciencia has demarcado, porque es como que se te ve en energía exactamente quién tú eres y qué está pasando a la consciousness level. Se ve con los inner senses, ¿verdad? Que no has dejado que se junten o te sientes más tranquila así. It will change cuando ya estés más, que puedas aceptar todas las partes trabajando siempre, aunque una venga y como que es simplemente que siento que te has sentido más cómoda trabajando de esa manera. Como que cuando necesito my macho man, my masculine and activity, soy esta. Y cuando necesito mi parte más pues del corazón y más como hermana, más, o sea, más sexy y todo eso, pues es otra. And that does go away the minute you start working with Reiki and a lot of stuff. Así que Está ahí eso, si quieres Shamanic Crystal Reiki You, está ese programa ahí. Pero es normal lo que veas, en verdad, no sientas que nada de lo que piensas ni lo que ves eh, no es normal o como es o será o no, no, lo que ves, lo que estás viendo te está diciendo empezando por eso. Y lo que te dicen no es, lo puedes ver y observar como la creación que es, pero mientras menos juzgues, más fácil se te va a hacer cambiarlo y choose another. Pero por ahora está perfectamente bien si ese es tu modus operandi. Solamente observa que eso es. Y vas a ver que mientras más observas otras personas cómo se le mueve la energía y la tuya, vas a ir cambiando también eso, que se van a ir mezclando, las vas a ver. So, hope that helps. ¿Tienes ayuda? ¿Tienes otra pregunta?
No, eso es, it makes sense porque yo, en verdad, o soy muy left brain, o sea, todo en realidad, o me divido mucho, o sea,
Sí, es una manera de bregar con la vida, o sea, de compartmentalizar, aquí soy allá. Pues, y se nota.
I need to work
Baby
on it.
does not lie. Pero, granted, estás en ese space porque yo he visto de todo. Las personas, por ejemplo, que son bien vampiric, no tienen casi solar y se les ve unos chupones así grandes en diferentes cosas. Y están off porque no, they don't feed their own, o sea, se ven otras cosas. Y pues, y he visto gente cambiar de eso a otra cosa self, o sea, que cambian. Eso es lo bueno. Si decidimos nosotros cambiar.
Mm.
¿Verdad?
Gracias, Brenda. Fue muy bueno porque se alineó a lo que estuve estudiando este fin de semana.
Sí,
Yeah.
como que cayó todo ese primer.
Sí, 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 sí. Cuando estuve tratando de hacer los ejercicios de la aura, en uno me miré así como índigo, pero en otro era como un color cremita, no puedo decir dorado, era como un camel, como un color camel. So, no sé si fui yo, sí, es que no lo estoy haciendo bien.
No, no, eso es lo que estaba diciendo, que lo que ves es y cambia, porque es que aquí tarda en cambiar y se queda, tú sabes, pues la realidad tarda en cambiar. En el mundo astral, en el mundo de energía, es bien rápido. O sea que y es pensamiento, energía y rápido como que ves en los inner senses que está pasando. O sea que puedes estar en un momento como que bien ay, qué sé yo dije una palabra de otra cosa y se te activó otra, pero estamos aquí para eso, para como dejar que el subconsciente suba para que no siga running the show, ¿me entiendes? O sea que un momento puede haber cambiado, sigue observándote y ya vas viendo tu patrón. En ese momento puedes haber estado como que bien en your indigo, como que estabas bien deep viendo en tu inner vision y quizás un poquito más tarde volviste y estabas como que en otra. Y es así porque es como emociones, colores, you ride the waves of consciousness, están todos esos layers pasando, pensamiento, colores, es light work también, el que vas a empezar a ver. Por eso es que lo primero que uno ve es colores cambiantes. And that's like the more deeper you go into Reiki, va a ser como así, como, como aceite en agua de diferentes colores. Cuando ya vas, si a la tercera vez vas chequeando la misma persona y las mismas cosas, ya yo lo que hago es eso, que chequeo 3 veces. Lo mismo hago cuando hago viajes astral, que no sé bien esta entidad y esta cosa que se me está como que, pregúntale 3 veces, ¿estás aquí para nuestro mayor entendimiento, para más alta vibración, estás aquí para la luz? Y pregúntalo 3 veces en el plano astral como que eso es bien straightforward las cosas. Es aquí que todo es como que con muchos layers que te puede decir. Pero en el plano astral la intención es clave para que eh, eso haga lo que tenga que hacer o encaje, o sea, como es, que la verdad preguntarle 3 veces la verdad a ese ente, estás aquí para mi mayor bien. La primera puede que te haga el like, pero la segunda no, la tercera no, definitivamente que no. Si te dice 3 veces, sí, estoy aquí para nuestro bien, para el mayor bien de todos, para the highest good of all, todas esas cosas, y se siente bien, pues go for it, pero como un checking in. Ellos
Ok.
no, o sea, como hay una fluidez en ese, fuera de tiempo y espacio y cuerpos, ahí es que vas a trabajar todo esto y en la conciencia que somos todos, ¿verdad? Es como que te vas al brain del universo. Pues allí como nada tiene, cambia mucho de forma y como se presenta mucho, pues no, pues en integridad lo que es, se tiene que quedar íntegro. Es como, aquí es completamente opuesto. No cambiamos mucho, nos quedamos en esta forma, pero cambiamos mucho por dentro y venimos aquí a una escuelita. Allá es totalmente lo opuesto. Lo que son es lo que son y esa creación viene de algún lado y viene con intenciones evolutivas, que es en el upward spiral de la luz, o devolutivas, que es downward spiral, pues into density, pues hacia la oscuridad. Que, so, básicamente que you can't lie. Energy doesn't lie, y es por eso. Porque como ahí cambia tanto, pero lo que es como tan íntegro. Lo que es se queda y energy can't lie, pues por eso tienes como que es un truco desde los witch doctors y desde milenario de preguntar 3 veces como check-in, in a way. Ah, yo que leo
Dato
tanta cosa que se me queda, pero ese me ha ayudado. Ahora simplemente cojo y ya no pregunto tanto, porque ya no dudo tanto, sí, porque ya estoy aquí metida. Pero antes sí hacía eso, y eso también me hacía como que empezar a confiar en mí misma, en mis propios sentidos, lo que
Ujú.
estoy sintiendo y lo que, o sea, porque es que la verdad que son eons, no es esta vida nada más, como son eons que nos han pues tratado de quitar nuestra autonomía de que nosotros sabemos las cosas, de que, o sea, es como que, no, tú no sabes, o sea, que ahora es un desaprender y volver y desaprender y volver. Y desaprender. Bueno, me fui
Oye, Brenda,
con gente, pero me entiende.
te quiero hacer una pregunta que maybe es tonta, pero hace tiempo me la estaba preguntando. Eh, Siempre he escuchado que si cuando estás meditando, que si cuando estás tratando de bregar contigo, que si no cruza las piernas, que si no cruza las manos, y
Eh,
nunca he sabido como que qué tiene que ver.
bueno, en general, cuando tú cruzas, pues restringes flow, básicamente.
Okay.
Manos y tus pies, todo está como que viene del corazón y tú estás como un torus de energía todo el tiempo dando así. O sea que si estás abierto, pues está ese abierto. Si cierras, pues cierras energía y no entra y sale. De la misma manera que cuando te pones así, pues eso es como que no, estoy cerrada en mí misma o sea, es así. O sea, hasta aquí llegamos. Es por eso, pero igualmente tú puedes, o sea, es que es bien tú vas a saber, yo puedo estar así mirando a una persona y mirándola, pero o sea, mirándola así, puesta así y chequeando, pero en mi mente sabiendo, somos todos uno y esta persona, o sea, no juzgándola, pero defendiéndome ante lo que pueda esa persona en su, en su unconsciousness hacerme, si no tiene buena vibra. Pero yo puedo
Mm,
estar o sea, puedo estar haciendo una cosa físicamente y puedo estar mentalmente haciendo otra. It's just how we are. Somos mental, emocional, físico y espiritual a la misma vez.
sí.
Es esa alineación cuando están los cuatro que es bliss, pero, o sea, está todo el tiempo así como un Rubik's Cube, eh, eh, balanceándose. Sí.
Gracias.
Es por eso, es por la fisicalidad de no bloquear. Y de que estás mucho más abierta cuando tus piernas y tus brazos están abiertos para recibir. También ¿cómo es el Vesuvian Man? El Venusian Man, ¿cómo es que se llama el de Miguel Ángel? Que está él abierto y se ve entonces la estrella. Si estás completamente abierta a la estrella del ser humano, tienes ahí un montón de puntos abiertos y abiertos vas a recibir. Es como antenas parabólicas abiertas, básicamente. En las manos tienes el tercer ojo, tienes también los pies en el piso. Ay, estoy cansada y tengo que buscar a la nena, por eso que de repente como me queda así. Pero básicamente es eso, la apertura hacia que corre. La energía en general es como un río. Un Reiki es como un río de paz. O sea que piénsala, y es cuando la gente hace Feng Shui también es pensando cómo si hubiese un río por aquí, cómo pasa. De la misma manera, cuando trabajamos con espacios o con personas, igualmente, ¿qué está haciendo el río aquí? Y ahí pues trabajas trabajas
Gracias.
con cambiarlo, perdón, que no me salía la palabra.
Gracias.
Gracias a ustedes, gracias mil, y pues nada, estamos. ¿Alguien más tiene alguna pregunta? Gracias por estar aquí conmigo. Un beso, nos vemos mañana. Bye.
Bye.
Cuídate.